You mess around and hit the wrong button. Ooh. Wait a minute, that's not the right screen. Hold on, can we get it on the right screen? There we go. What's up, guys? We're gonna be doing another video right now. It's gonna be how to escape Alcatraz with basic engineering. Okay. It's by Mark Rober. I've never seen, or Mark Rober. I've never seen any of his videos before, but we're gonna be watching one right now, today, in fact. And it's about how to escape Alcatraz with basic engineering. Now, you know we love these like engineering design type videos, so this would be a pretty cool one. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you want to, if you haven't already, but you like the videos. And let's go ahead and get into it, okay? Yeah.
This is Alcatraz, the world's most famously secure prison. And today, I'm going to try and escape.
Hopefully it's not lagging. Hold on, let me
I'll be doing it
drop it down a little bit.
in a very specific way, by recreating the exact same actions these three daring prisoners took. This is a tight squeeze.
People escaped already?
Executed their year-long plan.
Hey, yo.
Considered to be the most ingenious
Was that their heads? They got clapped
They gave me
for this?
unrestricted access to the
Who was
whole
that?
prison, because our goal is to use modern technology along with our
We
own
got some pita
experience
bread and hummus today.
determine once and for all whether these three escapees actually made it safely to land. We are no longer in a round. Or if they vanished forever
No
in the
longer.
frigid, shark-riddled waters of the San Francisco Bay.
Oh, is that right? Oh. Oh.
I cannot believe
I knew it was gonna do that.
hours a day in this tiny little
There we
cell.
go.
On June 11th, 1962, at 9:30
knew
p.m.,
it.
this exact jail cell would have seemed pretty unremarkable to any of the guards on duty and to all but three of the prisoners held here on the island. Because
Why's
that's
that?
the night those three prisoners decided they were
Well, those were
finally
like
ready
clay
to
models.
escape after nearly a year of meticulous planning.
Why'd they
and
make them so
preparations.
creepy
In order
looking,
to
man?
pull this off, starting right here in their cells, they would
I hate when they do
execute
that.
their elaborate six-part escape plan flawlessly, eventually taking them up and out of the prison, down to the water, and across
I don't
the
hate it,
bay
it
to
just-
their freedom. And to pull this
it's
off
meh.
would require countless strokes of genius, like fake vents to cover up their digging progress, fake bolts made from sculpted soap, or a homemade raft fashioned from prison-issued raincoats. But all six
Whoa.
of those critical steps started right back here with the decoy, moments after lights out at 9:35 p.m. Since they weren't expected out of bed until roll call the next morning, they needed a way to not sound the alarms with empty beds when guards came by to perform head counts several times during the night. So they placed fake heads like these on their pillows that they had spent 2 months crafting out of soap, concrete dust, toothpaste, toilet paper, and actual human hair.
This is kind of creepy, and it shows how
Oh,
good
that's
the
why.
heads are, because I feel like I'm in a jail cell with a sleeping man just out of the corner of my eye. The only thing that's missing is the snoring.
Now, at this point, it's worth mentioning these weren't your average.
That's why they're so
prisoners.
rough
Frank
looking.
Morris had an IQ of 130, and he was the mastermind who planned everything. Then brothers John and Clarence Anglin, while not as smart as
I wonder
Frank,
how they
were
made the
resourceful and good with tools.
stuff.
All three had previously escaped from other prisons, so they were sent to Alcatraz because no one had successfully escaped in its 28-year history. So in order to assess and truly appreciate every aspect
What
of
did
their
they do to get in
bootleg
there?
prison engineering, I needed to recreate all the steps they took in their escape. So I assembled a prison
Something
unit
tells me they're like
along
drug
with
lords or
Johnny
something.
Harris and Cleo Abrams. Cleo would be the mastermind, and Johnny and I would be the slightly dumber pair of brothers.
Really, really good.
So we gathered up all the exact
That's not
tools
bars,
they
though.
had at their disposal
Never made
Slightly
a fake head
dumber
before,
pair
but
of
I think
brothers.
we can do it.
and began the first test.
I'm gonna start mixing.
Mixing what? When it comes to arts and crafts, it's a good
Oh,
idea.
the head
It's fair to
stuff?
Say,
I just need your face.
this team lacked experience.
This is Mark.
Oh, that's what they did.
Despite all that, I think they turned out pretty good.
These are amazing.
As it turned out, all you really needed to do was bring in your most artistic friend, Brooke. Whose do you want to start
That's
with?
crazy.
I will start with, oh god.
Brooke, save us.
Brooke is shook.
Having Brooke to help us actually
She's like,
put
this
us
is
on par with
this
the
what y'all
original
did?
recipes,
That y'all
since they
proud
had
of
their
this?
own resident artist in one of the brothers, Clarence Anglin, who also worked maintenance and painted as a hobby, so he provided the paint. His brother John, on the other hand, worked in the barbershop, so he provided the actual human hair they used.
Hello.
Is that how you see me?
Here's Mark.
Aw.
Oh my god!
So with our picture-perfect facsimiles finished, we put our heads to the test with prison guard Bam,
Prisoner check.
who had been told all
Bam.
three of us remained asleep in our beds. And our outcome was significantly different than theirs. I
Oh.
told you, Johnny. It almost worked.
Why are eyes so wide open like this?
Yeah, like that's not fooling anybody. If you put the eyes like that, nah, if you put the eyes like that, you're not fooling anybody because anybody who like sees that is gonna be freaked out. Not in the way that you think, I mean, but like, no, that's gonna be crazy. Like, who's really looking like that? Like, just beaming. Especially if you're trying to sleep out at night. You're gonna give people nightmares.
Now that their diversion was set, at 9:37
That's
p.m.,
dead.
they grabbed some tools and crawled through a hole in their jail cell wall they had spent the previous 6 months secretly digging out.
So this is the actual hole they
Secretly.
crawled through to escape. As you can see,
That
it
thing
is
is
not
thin,
very
though.
large. Wow, this is a very tight squeeze.
Yeah, but they probably
To
like
give themselves a head
didn't
start on
eat a
digging,
lot,
they
didn't
decided
exercise
to
a lot.
enlarge an already existing air vent hole underneath each of their sinks. Since they obviously didn't have access to power tools, they had to get creative, primarily using
spoon?
stolen spoons from the cafeteria that they'd fashion into picks by removing the round parts. So to gain a better appreciation for what this would actually take, it was time for my jailbreak crew to get to work on a replica prison cell we built in Crunch Labs using concrete
nice.
that was similar to what they would have faced.
My fingers are starting to get tired, and it's literally.
Wow,
2
you're
seconds.
so soft.
It quickly became clear why it would have taken them months.
Prison breaking is hard.
The painstakingly
Yeah, that's a
scraped away
project. You gotta
big
be
enough to
dedicated.
escape from.
Sorry.
Which begs the
Listen, you
question,
gotta really
how do you
want it,
cover
but it's either
everything in
months or
progress?
years at that point. Like you either take the months or you spend the years.
The guards don't discover it during their routine room inspection.
Yeah, how
To
did they
answer that
not?
Question, I headed to the prison archives to meet a good friend of mine, Adam Savage.
Were they paying him off?
How you doing, Dad?
Because he has a lot of myth-busting knowledge on this topic.
We didn't know that there were still pieces of the original thing until we called over here, and they're like, "Yeah, come on down. We can show them to you."
One of the first things he showed me was this. Basically, they created an incredibly realistic vent cover made from just cardboard, notebook covers, and soap, which they then painted prison green using spare paint they stole from
Oh.
the maintenance shed.
From a maker standpoint, this is a masterpiece.
Wow.
Yeah.
To make this out of like homegrown materials you're scabbing from the prison shop, and to
That's
have
crazy.
This good like a concrete wall is incredible.
Back in prison, we were making some progress. It wasn't exactly quiet work.
So how did they remove
Our
it? They
three
just like
CPs
plastered
faced
it
the
on
same
there?
issue and came up with
Stuck
a
it on there when they
solution.
came?
Every night from 5:30 to 7 was music hour for all the inmates. So one of them would loudly play an accordion while one kept watch for guards. with
They were
a
hacking away.
periscope, and the third one scraped away.
Was
And
hacking
this
away.
noise management system turned out to be pretty effective.
Oh my god.
He played a particular note when they were coming or something? They like synced up. One of them played a note when they were coming.
Alcatraz.
Don't say that out loud.
Our efforts were
Stupid.
proving that digging through concrete with a headless spoon was very slow work. And this must have
Yeah.
been something Frank Morris, the mastermind, concluded as well. Because he ended up getting his hands on an old vacuum used for maintenance, exactly like the model shown here. And then if you pop off the top shell and then remove the fan assembly, you will
The
find
blades?
We have a modified power drill, and that ought to speed things up a little bit.
all the inmates had power outlets in their cells that allowed them to use things like electric shavers, or in this case,
They might have been able to use a shaver on that junk, low
the
key.
accordion once again masking the sound. They resorted to an improved method of drilling a series of holes and then using the spoons
then connecting
to remove
them.
the remaining excess
Oh,
material
okay.
between the holes. And as much as this did increase our output as well, it was clear this would still take weeks.
Still
and
take
I
a
wanted
while.
to get to the crawl through test. So I raised the white flag and resorted to an air hammer, which they definitely didn't have at their disposal. Until the
Yeah,
hole
he's
was
taking
the
that
exact
junk out in
same
minutes.
size as the holes in their cells.
Look at how much like concrete they would have had to remove from the premises, right?
You think they put it all in their pocket?
Put it out in the yard. Yeah, but this is the actual size of the hole they escaped from. Oh, I can smell the
That junk
flavor.
is thin,
So
bro.
it turns out they were like.
I know they weren't eating. They were just
These are
cutting.
tiny dudes.
They're tiny.
Yeah, they were cutting the whole time they were there.
Through here. Pac goes first. Now
So they
I
could
have to make it.
make their
Oh,
escape.
crap. Oh,
You can't make it though.
way. Let's push him.
She could probably.
No, there's no way this guy's getting through.
All that work.
Yeah, she could probably.
Johnny makes things
not
up
them.
with a feet first approach.
Nah, feet first is crazy.
I need the Vaseline.
Which meant it all came down to Cleo.
I can totally do this.
Can she do it?
She's doing it. She's. Oh my God.
Yeah, she can do it easy. Yeah, yeah, she's easy.
Cleo!
Bro, she's already gone.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, she's back in
Game of tic-tac-toe, I
in New
guess?
York.
Okay. Back to our prisoners. With step 2 out of the way, at 9:48 p.m., they found themselves in
9:48.
sort of a secret passageway between the cells. The problem was, they'd have to silently make their way to step 3 that was 4 stories above them.
Here's the holes.
Dang.
They would crawl out right here into this utility quarter, which honestly is pretty spacious.
But more importantly, they had to make it to the loft, and there's all these pipes that
they gotta climb
basically
up.
act as ladders. that lead
How'd they
them all
know
the way
where
up
to go? They got the schematics.
Here. This is wild.
This was the roof of the cell block, but when they got here that night, there was already a homemade life raft and life vests, homemade paddles, and makeshift flashlights waiting for them. And that's because this wasn't their first time up here. They had been sneaking up here for months, using the same decoy heads and fake vent covers, bringing up their hidden homemade tools every night as they fabricated their means for escape. And they knew about this spot because one of them was actually assigned to work up here for a couple hours during
So they
the day,
crawled
cleaning
through
the
it
ceiling,
multiple times. It wasn't just on the time they escaped. They crawled through it like every time to like make a path.
and doing general maintenance under the watchful eyes of the guards patrolling right across the hall. So they devised a plan, and every day he would sweep dust down onto the polished floors below, and when the guards and other prisoners eventually complained about the mess, he proposed a simple solution, hanging up blankets in these locations to stop the dust from falling down, creating themselves a private little workshop in the process.
So of course,
Wow,
once they
that's
have blankets,
stupid.
that means
The
can
fact that
work
they
up
went
here
for that
right
is crazy.
for months, coming up every night, doing some work, crawling down in the morning. Frank Morris, the mastermind, just an absolute genius.
They're glazing crazy for niggas that escaped from prison. Why are they glazing these convicts, bro? The fact that they went for that is crazy, though. I'm looking at the guards.
During the day, they'd work as slowly as possible, taking
What did these
months
guys
to
do,
not
though,
even finish painting
to
the
get locked
cell.
up?
Oh, this is cool. So you could literally
That's what I wanna know.
see how far he made it over. Just to
I
buy
want to know who
themselves
they're
more time.
glazing.
Frank worked in the library, which gave him access to reading materials like Popular Mechanics, where he learned some of the skills they used for designing their paddles and constructing the raft and life preservers made from over 50 Army-issued raincoats they had borrowed or stole from other inmates. And bear in mind, these weren't exactly ideal working conditions.
Yeah, it's better than like
Boys, they made
staying in there, though.
echoes throughout the entire prison.
On top of that,
Ew.
this is where the guards would patrol back and forth with Thompson submachine guns.
But that's 'cause it's
keeping an eye
like-
on all the
it's
prisoners.
empty,
So
though.
wild that just 15
If
feet
there was
away,
people in
these
there,
guys
it
were
would
literally
not. You wouldn't hear
fabricating
everything
their
like you're
means
hearing it
to
now.
escape. And now that they had completed step 3 and were ready to
'Cause
head
there'd
to
be
the
that
room
ambient
with all their
noise from,
provisions,
like,
it was our
living
turn to do the
beings.
same by building the actual rafts we would use to make our own escape.
So now we're up to the loft. We're out of our cells. The next big step is how do you make it through these frigid, shark-infested waters?
What's cool is they had these Popular Mechanics magazines.
And inside
Okay.
was how to make a homemade life preserver if you need it.
No way.
Literally, your life preserver.
What?
How will it behave if you need it?
This is the one I feel like is the
What?
most nonsensical. It's such a refined construction of a life vest. I feel like this is them showing off.
This is absolutely them showing off. It's like
They're
get a
flexing,
piece of
or-
foam and like a milk jug. You know, it's doing the same thing. Is this a raft?
Our theory was that they made 4 tubes and then realized we don't need the second short one because we can just make it a long triangle.
These tubes are something like 14 feet.
Yeah.
That's a yacht. Now those instructions were
That's
applicable
crazy.
to the typical material
They're
you'd
glazing.
find in a rain jacket. So these guys collected like 56 of them. They made life preservers in a raft, which we are about to do.
These are some smart dudes.
MacGyver.
They're
style.
glazing like
Here we go.
crazy.
We found a rubberized canvas that matched the material of the prison.
What did these guys
jackets,
do,
and then
though?
cut them into rain jacket size.
That's what I want to
Oh
know.
yeah. Wow, that's satisfying.
Satisfying flow. Wow.
Okay.
Oh, that was so unsatisfying.
And then we used
Nice.
period accurate rubber cement to glue the segments together.
Period
with 3.5
accurate.
inch seams.
Our life depends on these seams. If one of these even
Yeah,
has a
don't mess it
little
up.
leak- Oh,
My applicator already broke. Are there more applicator?
And then fully sealed the deal
Mm.
with some hammer time.
Mm.
And if this seems insanely loud,
Those seams
worry.
don't
I'm
even
gonna
look
cover
that
it up.
solid. I'm not gonna lie. It looks like they got sloppy work.
No idea what we're doing.
Eh. I feel like they probably would have like smoothed it over and not hammered it, right? Or am I tripping?
Inflate it using the same secret weapon the escapees had.
oh yes.
They took an accordion and actually used it as an air pump. Yeah.
There you go.
It's pretty strong.
Mm.
See? Okay.
The fate of our survival rests on this moment. This is an actual raft we will be using to cross the shark-infested Alcatraz waters. Here we go.
Oh my
They're
God,
pumping it with the accordion.
Keep going.
And over the course of about 37 squeaky pumps, we have a
That's
fully
funny.
inflated raft.
The accordion
wow.
is the unsung hero. Or I guess
That's not a whole
But it's,
raft though. That's
yeah.
just like one
The
part of it,
all-important
right?
question was,
Listen
Yeah.
for a leak.
is it fully airtight?
Sounds like it.
Nothing.
Cleo's overjoyed response made it clear that if we just repeated that exact same
Don't
thing
apply
2
too
more
much pressure,
times,
though, right?
We'd have a fully functioning raft.
They're
Next
not gonna
thing
apply
is
too
to
much
make it
pressure
onto
though,
the
right?
roof. But before they do that, it's worth looking at their tools and appreciating
Wait a
how
minute.
they didn't have
Yeah, how did they like? Hold on, bruh. Where did they keep it while they were building it? Because I know they didn't build it all in one go, right? Did they have it like in their room? Like they had like each of them had like a piece of it, and then they like pushed it through the hole. No, I would imagine they wouldn't risk it right like that, right? Trying to push it through the hole, or maybe they like wrapped a jacket around it so that it wouldn't pop it or something.
college degrees. They certainly thought like engineers because they were
Mm.
resilient problem solvers. And to me,
Mm.
this is what it means to think like an engineer. And this is such an important skill to develop for life. It's written right on the side of every Crunch Labs build box that gets delivered to your door every month.
Crunch
where we build
Labs.
a really fun toy together and then learn all about the fascinating physics that makes them work.
Ooh.
The best part is, just like I do with my YouTube videos,
I feel like my nephew would like that.
vegetables. So you're learning all these useful life skills like resilience, but every step of the journey is really fun. On top of that, each month your box has a chance to contain the platinum ticket. And if you get it,
Platinum ticket. What's
you're
that?
coming out to Crunch Labs to build with me and my team for a day. So if
Oh,
you're a
that's
kid
cool.
looking
Oh,
for
they
something
made their
to put on
own
top
little
of your
thing.
Christmas list, or you're just looking to be the household hero by giving it to someone else, head to crunchlabs.com where we're giving away 2 free boxes for our holiday special. And
Hey,
where you'll
hold up.
find we finally completed our trilogy of creative engineering subscription
Might
box
actually looking to
options,
get
now
one of
ranging
those,
from ages 6 to 106.
for my nephew for
Back with our
Christmas.
escapees at
Let me see, was that
10:45
Crunch
p.m.
Labs?
They were now
Let me see. Creative kits 6 through 10. Whoa, that's not bad. Oh, there's like annual ones. How do you sign up to get the free one? I'm getting a little bit off track here, but gifts. Is it this? You can just get one, right? Whoa, what? Gift certificate? Oh, it's just 100 on its own. But if you get the subscriptions, how do you? So the subscription is like $30. Is it billed annually? That's charged once a year. So it's like $30 a box. Oh, this is the annual one. Quarterly, every 3 months, pay it monthly. Huh? Save 100. Okay, I'm not understanding this, but I'll have to take a look at it later.
Now it's step 4 of their escape plan, ready to head to the roof through this vent.
This right here is the vent they did it through.
And they had previously sawed through the bolt that held the vent shut and then replaced it with a fake bolt made of soap they had painted to look real. They'd also previously bent away a restriction bar intended to keep a human from fitting through the ventilation pipe using an ingenious homemade bar spreader consisting of 2 opposite threaded bolts with a threaded turnbuckle in the middle. So when they tightened the turnbuckle with their homemade wrench, the 2 bolt heads would slowly deform the restriction bar until there was room enough to slip through.
So they busted through,
Whoa.
pushed up the metal vent, pushed out their rafts, and crawled to the roof at the potential freedom.
We know the exact
crazy.
time they got on the roof because a guard and several inmates reported hearing a loud bang.
If you had to push this thing over and land it on the roof, that's gonna make a lot of noise. That's loud. You could just imagine they've made it up on the roof. They've got their rafts. They're running to the edge. They've got the city of San Francisco behind them. Golden
Oh, it's
Gate
San
Bridge to
Francisco,
their
never
left.
mind.
And they know they are mere hours away from drowning in these frigid waters or total freedom. It's one or the other. So they came here to the edge of the roof.
Then climbed down the water pipe, made their way along the exercise
Yeah, don't
yard,
fold
down
now.
by the water tower, and around
Actually,
the
I
power
don't even know what
station.
these guys
What's
did.
truly remarkable about that route is they'd have to scale 2 separate 12-foot barbed wire fences with all their gear in tow while going undetected by the armed guards on the search towers who were ordered to
That
shoot
is a
on
lot.
sight any prisoner attempting to escape.
The final part of the escape,
I said it's on site.
seemingly where you can't be seen by the guard tower.
Up
They
in
made
the
their way
stick.
down this embankment and into
They
the
gonna
water
get hit
right
quick.
here.
Now, this beach wasn't the easiest spot for them to access, but Mastermind Frank chose it specifically because it was in a blind spot for all
said
the
Mastermind
searchlights.
Frank.
So now that they were down by the
Oh.
water's edge, they inflated the rafts using the modified accordion they turned into an air pump and set
That's
off
crazy.
to Angel Island. So to get a sense
That's
of whether this
crazy.
would even be remotely possible in a homemade raft, we launched our own homemade raft from a beach location that was very similar to theirs.
Go, 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 go.
Careful, careful. I don't want you to break it. This is it, guys.
They look like them too.
Okay, time to start making the music.
Didn't they?
Get in there.
I'll hold you, pump.
Johnny, why don't you start filling one of the ends with your mouth? Okay.
Can you imagine being here?
Oh, that was their
Like the
idea.
guards might
That
come
was
at
what they
any moment.
wanted.
Blow
Okay.
Harder, Johnny.
Johnny!
This is not easy.
Tastes like glue.
Yeah, but
I didn't prepare for this. Let's get these on.
does their raft actually work
Oh,
though?
shoot. I just broke. Oh, it still works.
Oh, that's crazy.
Get the core work out here. Guys, I'm almost full. This one's full.
Uh,
No way this lasts. This is the first thing I'm ditching. All right, we gotta get in the water. Let's get in the water. Oh, go, 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 go.
Crazy.
Get in there. Oh, all right, Cleo, get in, Cleo. Careful on those seams.
Exploding!
Go, go.
Oh, it works.
We're free! We're free!
They're yelling like that. Y'all are cooked.
And you'll notice it's not exactly dark, even though we know they launched after lights out in the evening. That's because we ran some tests of our own by strapping 20 GPS devices in waterproof containers to some driftwood, and then we threw them in the water near their launch spot at various times in the tide cycle, and then we tracked where they ended up. And this experiment yielded some very unexpected results.
Whoa.
Okay.
We're looking at some movement here.
Wait, this is not what I was expecting to see.
We're trying to go over here.
Not now.
Because of the strong current the driftwood logs got caught up in, none of them even came close to making it to their intended destination, Angel Island, either as the current
That's
came in
crazy.
on high tide or went out on low tide. In fact, of all the logs we threw in, only a few ever made it to land during an ideal 30-minute tidal window at a location right about here next to the Golden Gate Bridge. And this is something Frank probably knew as well by observing debris in the water moving with the tides, meaning all their
Okay, they're
plans for
glazing.
heading to Angel Island were just diversions, and their real plan was to land here all along. So to maximize our chance of a successful escape, we had entered the water at the same perfect 30-minute tidal window based on the tides for our day.
Hard paddling to freedom, folks.
The tide is just pulling
Okay.
us. Let's go. We're moving so fast, man. Guys, this is epic. Look at this. Look at this. Let's go.
Yelling like that, y'all are cooked. They be like, what's that?
This is beautiful. We're free.
Put holes all in that raft.
Johnny!
Battle. Sorry.
We were feeling optimistic, but once we got about a quarter of the way to the bridge, the waves drastically increased in size.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is
Uh-oh.
huge.
Wait, so did those guys actually successfully escape, or did they get caught and put back?
Easy fast, so I ditched the paddle and adopted a new strategy.
Okay, at this point, you live and die by the current. Paddling is just totally futile. It's just about surviving and like floating our way in the current.
A large portion of my body is underwater right now.
I'm just like engulfed in this thing. I cannot move. We're basically sitting in just a massive life preserver.
Like the world's most dangerous waterbend.
With like sharks swimming around you.
And this was a legitimate concern. Here's an actual clip right off the shore of Alcatraz of a great white shark hunting a seal. In fact,
Hey,
when I was
yo.
scouting out the location the inmates launched their raft, I saw
great
another
whites.
seal right off the shore.
You know what these seals? Sharks.
To make matters
Hey,
worse,
yo.
I knew in this area great whites hunted primarily at dawn and dusk.
It gives you some real
Wait, so they're actually at like a real risk right now if they think that their thing is like a seal.
Victorious.
This is a win already,
Yeah.
but not home free yet.
A win already is crazy. I'm not relaxing until we're like
He's a white cap.
on the land, away from the authorities. Like, nah, I would not be relaxing right there.
tumultuous on the open sea.
And despite the rough waters, our great escape was going pretty well, right up until the raft started deflating.
Oh no.
This is not good.
Y'all got like a side boat, right?
Air comes rushing
That's like
up. I'm holding on
going
tight right
around
here,
you
making
guys.
sure it doesn't leak.
And I'm holding this one on this side.
And since our trusty accordion pump was
Oh.
back on shore, we had to get creative.
Get some air back
Oh.
in there, please, folks. Our survival depends on it.
And to make
Oh.
matters worse,
Water everywhere in here. This is like
Oh.
a bathtub, dude.
They're cooked.
We're up to our waists in water. The
They're
waves
cooked.
is so high. The water's freezing cold. But Alcatraz is fading into the distance, and the Golden Gate Bridge is coming closer.
and this was good news,
Okay.
because even if Johnny made it, it was looking more and more likely his dinner wouldn't.
I'm nauseous.
Crazy.
Oh God, I might vomit. Sorry. Okay.
They're glazing.
I'm battling. To the
Oh, never mind. His name's Johnny. Okay, I thought it was the criminal.
I will not be defeated. Oh, I'm so nauseous. This is for freedom.
For freedom!
Go, Cleo.
For liberty! We're thinking so
Aw.
much faster with our power.
But you know what? We've got heart.
Sure.
And if you've got heart, you've got freedom.
That's not actually true.
We are really putting on a lot of water.
That is actually true.
We can do this, guys. We can do this. Guys, the bridge is right there. The bridge is right there. I see the bridge. Alcatraz is fading with every minute. Guys, we are no longer in a raft. This is the ocean.
We are going at Johnny?
I'm up to my sternum now.
They don't have sharks, right? Around them, right? They're like not. I'm guessing they're not at dawn or dusk.
Our sinking situation. But it turns out he was thinking more about content than survival.
Bruh.
Which makes it a good time to mention, no matter what happens here, you should know they both have incredible YouTube channels. Like Cleo just uploaded a video about what we could actually do if a giant asteroid were headed towards Earth.
An asteroid
Oh,
impact
cool.
is worse than you might think.
And Johnny just uploaded a video about the infamous El Chapo prison escape in Mexico.
Oh,
This place was
El
considered
Chapo. I think we saw
But even
this.
Still,
Didn't
he
we?
escaped through one of his tunnels.
Yeah.
The current had done about 90% of the work for us, and now it was up to us
Nice.
with the final push to freedom.
They got a paddle. At this point, now they're not even rafting.
Which would have been much easier without my prison-issued footwear.
Steel toe boots. They made them wear the steel toe boots. Hey, if that's the difference between you and freedom, though, they're probably not stressing it.
We actually did it.
We're free.
Yeah, I can't imagine they'd be
God,
stressing
I'm
it.
so tired right now. That's one of the hardest things I've ever done my whole life. Yeah.
So after all that, the question that remains is, did they survive that final step? Now what we know
Did they?
for sure is the FBI recovered evidence of their escape, like paddles or life jackets, in these 4 locations. But what we also
4?
know is on any given night, there's only a 30-minute window where the high tide current will take you from Alcatraz safely to land. And any attempt outside that time frame basically means certain death from hypothermia or drowning. And thanks to a lot of modern science, we of course knew exactly when that 30-minute window was for our escape. And so after checking the historic tide records on the exact night of their escape, for them, that vital window would be between 11:30 and midnight. And according
Is that
to the
12?
FBI records,
Is that
genius
dusk, right?
Frank Morris, with access to none of the data we had, pushed off right in that sweet spot at 11:40 p.m. Now, even with all that, realistically, I still put their odds at less than a 50% chance of surviving the final step. But if anyone was going to beat those
Glazing.
odds, it would be the serial escape artist, genius IQ, bona fide bootleg prison engineer, Frank Morris.
Glaze of
This year,
doom.
if you want to strengthen that resilience muscle in your brain while having tons of fun along the way,
That's so
Slap
much
Stop
glaze.
Coffee is
What?
the link in the video description, where we're currently
Let
giving
me
away
see
2
this. Hold on, let me see. What did this guy actually do to get locked up, though? What did Frank Morris do? This is crazy glaze. Bank robbery, burglary. Oh, okay. So he was this kind of guy. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. What did I say? I was thinking they did at the beginning. I don't remember. But yeah, okay. Oh no, it was drug dealing, that's what I thought. So not that, but robbery. That makes sense. They're glazing the heck out of this man, but hey, regardless, that's gonna be the video. I hope y'all liked it. I certainly did, and if you did, be sure to go like, subscribe to Mark Rober or Mark Robber and myself, and yeah, that's